Hey, good morning, guys. This is John Phillips. John Phillips Plumbing. Come here, Bella. Let's go. Got an update on a job went to last week. 50-gallon lowboy water heater I put in uh, over a year ago, but the guy called and said there was water in the pan. And when I got there and inspected the water heater, it looked like the water heater wasn't leaking. I thought possibly we were dealing with a thermal expansion situation, high pressure coming into the house, 90 psi on the gauge at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I left it. I isolated the relief valve piping so that if it lifted, I could gauge that. I could see that the water was in this cup that I made. And forgive me for being half asleep. I just woke up, my eyes hurt, and I'm trying to get coffee in me. But anyways, so I put a gauge on the drain valve of the water heater, and I called the guy last night at about 6 or 7 o'clock, and I said, listen, I need you to go in and tell me what you're looking at over there at that water heater. So he goes in, and I said, tell me what the red dial, where the red dial is on that gauge. And he said it's at 160. So we definitely have a thermal expansion situation. I'm going to put I think I'm going to do a combination of things on this house because it's a very small house, very little bit of pipe, with a 50-gallon heater, produces a lot of thermal expansion, I believe. I could be wrong, but my solution to this problem is to put a PRV on the house out at the backflow where we're only getting 60 psi coming into the house, and I'm going to put a thermal expansion tank on the water heater to absorb that. And I just couldn't believe that it's getting that high. And I believe it's a combination of high pressure and also the fact that it's a very small water distribution system in that house. There's basically a bathroom up above the heater and another bathroom on the first floor, half bath. And so it's very small. The pipe probably doesn't add up to 60 feet on the hot side. So that's the plan. I just wanted to fill you in on that, let you know what was going on with that job. I got a lot of input, a lot of comments, but I think a combination of the expansion tank and a PRV is going to take care of this guy. The one thing that we did confirm is that the water heater is not the issue. The water heater is doing fine. There's no water in the pan. He couldn't tell me last night, but I'm sure that little cup I made out of PVC and ran the relief valve into that, I'm sure that's got water in it that would have ended up in the pan, which makes it difficult to figure out, decipher what's leaking. So anyways, I'm gonna head over there this morning. I've got some more jobs I need to do today. One of them is I need to see if I can get some oil rub bronze trim for an old Moen Chateau valve. They do make a little plate that you can screw on because you can't get oil rub bronze trim for an old style Chateau, Moen Chateau rough body, the one with the two screws on the bottom. But they do make an adapter plate, a brass adapter plate that screws onto that, and then it gives you the two holes, one on the bottom and one on the top. And then you can just buy the Moen Troll trim because that's the same size. The stop tube is the same size. It's basically the same cartridge. 12.25. So I'm going to see if I can find that trim for him this morning. It shouldn't be an issue. My supplier's got a lot of that stuff in stock. And so that's my plan this morning. My eyes are bothering me a little bit. Yesterday was a really bad day with my eyes. It was really stressing me out. I was trying to fix a Delta cartridge for a kitchen sink faucet, and I just can't see. It was a struggle. My eyes got really stressed. I need lots of light, and anyways, I needed a new cartridge, and I went to Home Depot because it was right around the corner, and they didn't have that cartridge in stock. So I just bought a new faucet for the guy, and when I got back, I said, listen, I can leave that off. I can find the cartridge and come back tomorrow, or we can put this new faucet in, a Moen. And he was like, yeah, let's put the new faucet in, because I don't like that old faucet anyway. So very tight to the back. He said when he washes his hands, water's splashing all over the back of the sink. And so I put a new faucet in for him. I did a lot of jobs. I'll try to post that today. He's a nice guy, big dude, friggin' looked like a Viking. And I thought, a couple weeks ago, I'd look at him and think, yeah, I could probably take you. Yeah. Then I woke up. Yeah. Anyways, we'll see what we can get into today, guys. Have a great day. Have a safe day. Don't do anything stupid. I'm going to try to take my own advice this year. So anyways, have a great day. It's coffee time. Yeah. See you. Yeah, I did want to tell you that today's a special day for me. January 4th. 6 years ago today was when I went and got admitted into Moffitt Cancer Center to have my bone marrow transplant. By the end of the day, that first day, they had injected me with what's called induction chemotherapy, which is designed to kill off all my bone marrow. And I was under that induction chemo. It was knocking my bone marrow down to nothing for 6 days, and my blood counts were dropping. It was obvious that was working, and basically they gave me that would have killed me. I mean, that was like a poison injection, and eventually would have killed me. But on the 10th of January, they came in and rescued me with a bag full of bone marrow from my sister, who was my donor. And immediately my blood count started to come back. And it's a miracle. And for people out there who don't believe in science, you haven't needed it yet. That's how I'll put it. But eventually you will. We all will. And those doctors and the research they do, they're the answer to your prayers. And so I talk about getting humbled. Well, that was humbling. That was another situation in my life where I was humbled. Knocking on death's door, it brings shit into perspective, for sure. So anyways, I just wanted to share that with you. It is a special day, and I will carry that with me for the rest of my life. This date, January 10th, is my new birthday. That's what they say when you get that bone marrow put into your body. And so I got a birthday coming up in 6 days. January is a big month for me. I'll be celebrating 31 years of sobriety on the 22nd 22nd or 23rd of this year, January, I mean. And that means a lot too, because without that, I wouldn't be here for sure. So I'm trying to be upbeat, but I'm a serious guy, man. I'm not. I try to be funny, but you know, there's a lot of pain under that. I'm kidding. Gussie, come here. He's like, ah, fuck you. Come here, Benno. Say good morning. Say good morning. Thank you. Gussie, come here. Crazy doggies. Crazy doggies. All right, guys. So I'm at this house with the thermal expansion issue. It's only, for some reason, I thought this was a 1-inch RP, which it's not. It's just a double check. Yeah, it's just a double check valve. But I'm gonna go in and I'll show you what I did to kind of figure out what was going on here. Supposedly this this door is going to be open. Look at this, AstroTurf. I guess it's this one over here. And it's not unlocked. What the fuck? Hello? I wouldn't have guessed that, but all right, so there's a light in here. I need to go get a flashlight. All right, guys, so here's the deal. The initial call was I put this water heater in a little over a year ago. The guy called me and said there's water in the pan, and I examined the water heater. It looked to me like it wasn't a defective heater, so I was trying to figure out where the water was coming in the pan, and I figured it was due to thermal expansion. So I isolated the relief valve. I actually have it dumping in that piece of pipe I made up, and that's probably full of water. But I put a gauge on, a test gauge on the drain valve, and look at the pressure. This thing has gone up to, on the red dial, little over 160 psi. And right now we're at like 70 psi. But when I was here the first time, it was 90 psi, which is extremely high. So my plan for this is to put an RPV on this thing, and also an expansion tank, because I think it's a combination of things that are causing this. I think this is a big heater. The amount of pipe in this house is extremely low. It's very small. The water heat, I mean, there's a bathroom above this heater and a bathroom on the first floor, half bath in the kitchen. So I just don't think that this 50-gallon heater could put a lot of pressure on that system. So it's going to be a twofold solution to this problem. Reduced pressure valve, and also an expansion tank. That's just crazy. I mean, that's what thermal expansion will do, guys. A lot of you probably already know that. I'm learning as I go, honestly, on this, because I'm a new construction guy. I haven't been doing service for a long time. I mean, definitely more skilled in the new construction department, but this needs to be fixed, so we're gonna get on that. Let me Go outside. Yeah, I gotta. I'll go ahead and get set up and put this thing on. Alright guys, so I've got I bought a 1-inch RP and I need to push it down. So I've got this, I keep this on my truck and I just use it to clean things up. There's nothing wrong with these fittings. This comes in handy working on cartridges and valves and shit. So make sure you wear your goggles. When I first bought this thing a long time ago, I was in my garage fucking cleaning something and one of these wires flew off and stuck right in the middle of my eyeball, man. So I went in the bathroom, I plucked it out and went back to work. So when I went to the doctor, that looks brand new. These are bushings. Doctor said, you got some damage to your eye. What happened? And I told him, he said, you're lucky you can see, man, after that. This is really not necessary, but I mean, I need to clean the inside of the fitting to solder it, but I don't want it to look like I'm using some little shit, you know? And with the cost of copper fittings these days, shit. It's just easier to carry a 1-inch, honestly. So I can do a 1-inch water service or 3/4 with the same valve. It's a good way to get a manicure too, guys. Gets all that shit out from under your fingernails. Fucking love the gloves, man. Love the gloves. Not really. I'm putting a little more Teflon on these than I normally do on a regular fitting. start out with some channies. It's because it's easier to work with. I will say that this pipe dope comes off gloves a lot easier than it comes off of your hands. There's a kid I follow on YouTube, Valentin Plumbing. Kid's real good, man. But he's so fucking neat. It's amazing the work he does, but it's got to take time, lots of time. And I think there's a little OCD involved there. Just my, professional opinion as an observer of people. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend all day fucking spit shining these. So this is good. I want to show you all these copper fittings, man. This is probably, if I went to buy all this shit right now, it'd probably be $1,000, which is why I fucking save them. Just gotta clean them up. It's crazy the price of shit. And always question your supplier. If they shoot you a fucking real high price, say, hey, is that right? Or is, that the first time I bought that in a while, and it's, list plus 20 fucking %. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this together.
thinking I may solder this up on the bench here, and just have 2 3/4-inch joints to solder in place to make my job easier. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna blister this. I'm gonna get that gasket out of there. This tank's on its last leg, so I always heat the pipe up first, or the fitting, the piece going into the fitting, so that it gets nice and hot, and then you can put the heat on the outside, so it's not double thickness. Get that pipe in the center real hot, and just draw it in. That's it, guys. Heat this up first. Heat the bushing up first, or the pipe. Light the torch again. Everybody's got their own way of soldering. That's how I've always done it. It just makes sense to me. Heat this up first. Get that nice and hot, and then put the heat on the fitting, and just draw it in. That's all she wrote. That paste cleans up those old fittings real good after you heat it up, so. In on this side, out on the other. That's a good joint. Alright, I just need to clean up the 3/4 sides and then install it. it's good to know that that plastic underground is pretty far down. I mean, I was putting that whole piece of pipe in there, and it's just good to know that the plastic's not, you know, 4 inches below the surface. She's heating this shit up. Okay, so we'll go ahead and paste this. Paste this. And put this like that so it's easier to work on. Doesn't seem to want to get hot enough for some reason, but I think I got it. That one's got me thinking. Little fucking flare up. Scared the shit out of me. I think we're good.
down before I put this gasket in. Fucking love them. All right, water's back on, no leaks. Just gonna check the adjustment on this thing, and we should be good. All right, guys, so this is all about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And in keeping with that, I just want to let you know that for some reason, probably because I'm a fucking idiot, but so I was saying, in keeping with my promise to bring you the good, the bad, and the ugly, I just want to let you know that I did install this valve backwards. For some reason, I thought I was on the inlet side of that backflow, and I had the fucking arrows heading the wrong way, which didn't take me long to figure out. And so I just flopped it around, and it is what it is, guys. Shit happens. Alright, so I admitted I put it in backwards. Now I gotta put it back together. Okay, so let's go inside and see what kind of pressure we have. So I've got a faucet on, hot and cold, and we'll see what this gauge is reading. I want it to be about 60 pounds. Alright, so I've got about a little less than 40. Let me turn that faucet off and see if it changes. It shouldn't, but I need to adjust that. Came up just a tad, but the problem is, you know, I'm working off of the street pressure, so the street pressure could vary, but it should be the same discharge, unless the street pressure is lower than what I'm trying to achieve. So yeah, I put it in backwards, guys. Imagine that, upside down. Doesn't surprise me. Hi. Alright guys, so this is, I've got it set in the house at 50. I'm gonna go a little higher because this guy's used to
crazy pressure. And so we'll go see what that does. Yeah, we're like 57 psi. That's good enough for me. I'm gonna check his faucets, see what kind of pressure we got coming out of these guys. He's gonna notice a difference, but that's good. Hot and cold, same pressure. Let's go see what it's reading. Yeah, it's maintaining that, so that's good. What I think I'm going to do, rather than an expansion tank in here, just because of the piping and everything, he's got a 1/2 inch T outside here. And I think what I'm going to do is what they accept, and he probably never would have known he had an issue here if they had done this, put a 125 pressure relief. Not a TMP, but just a pressure relief valve on the backflow. They accept that on a closed loop system in lieu of a pressure tank. Why that got passed, I don't know. But he's got a T here. I don't know who put that in, but I may be able to jump right off of that and just put a relief valve in here, and that's what I'm gonna do, just to make it easy. And if it does, he won't have the issue of 10 years from now that fucking pressure tank blowing off. So that's the plan. So this is plumbing. I went to unscrew this, and I think whoever did it used a galvanized bushing. And it just broke off when I went to unscrew the valve. So I've got the right bushing. I got to get that little nipple out now. All right, guys, so I figured out what's going on here. The homeowner, at some point, this T on this water service was for a 1/2 inch 125 relief valve, which would have given him the thermal expansion protection that he needs in this house. What he did was he took that safety valve off and screwed a fucking hose bib into it, eliminating that safety feature. That's why his pressure got up to 160 fucking psi. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this valve on here. It's basically a valve for a water heater recirc system. So we'll still have his hose bib. I don't have a 1/2 inch T, or I do it that way, but I like this a lot better than the pressure tank, because pressure tanks, they're gonna fail, and when they do, it ain't fucking pretty. So here's what we're doing. I think we're up to plan Z now. I'm gonna put that like that. I've got a 1/2 inch 125, and I'll show you on the other house right next door, on the other side of the sidewalk. I just looked at theirs because they didn't take it upon themselves to remove the relief valve. This guy's lucky he didn't cause a fucking big problem in his house. See, this job could have really turned into a fucking disaster for me. You gotta be on your toes, man. because if I would have just changed that water heater out, that's a problem. I would have been back the next day because the water would have been back. Okay. After watching that other plumber, now I'm like, every joint I put together, I gotta clean it. Keeping up with the fucking Joneses, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so close that. Turn the water bag on. They used a galvanized fucking tee, bushing in that, and it totally rotted out. This tee was actually almost closed off, so I had to clean and flush all of that. And he should be good now with the PRV and in this. Just need to make sure nothing's leaking up top. Somebody was in here, they did something with a shock bite below the fucking the main shut off. So anyways, he's got protection here, 125 psi. He's got his ball valve here. I'll probably throw a vacuum breaker on that. Just consider it done, guys. I don't need to film that, you know what I'm saying? We're all set here. 125, he's got his hose bib, and I feel confident that he's not going to have an issue in this house again. I'll show you this other one. See that? That's what that T was for. A 125 relief valve on the service. It's got to be after the stop, or you could still get thermal expansion if it's on the inlet side of that shutoff valve. So it needs to be above the main shutoff to the house on the outside, so when you close the valve, if you're going away and you close that, the house is still protected. So that's it. We're done here. Took me longer than it should have, but that's how I roll, man. I'm old, I'm a little damp. Putting shit in backwards, upside down, you know. But I still go. So what? A 15 round fight ends up being like 27 or something. It is what it is, guys. Don't quit. So guys, just another confirmation that I got this issue resolved is that cup that I made up, you know, out of PVC. The relief valve was lifting, so I'm confident that it's all set. This may be something simple that somebody else would have figured out in a heartbeat, because that's what they do all the time, but it's not what we do down here. We don't deal with furnaces and shit like that. So anyways, I learned a little bit on this job, and I'm glad I could share it with you. I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. All right, guys, so that's gonna do it on this video. I feel like it took me a while to get there, but I've got this place in a safe condition, trying to figure out what happened as I went. Next time I'll be a little quicker in determining what went wrong. You know, I'll simply look for a relief valve on a closed loop system. If they don't have it, or a pressure tank, that's obviously the source of the problem. But this was twofold. I mean, the fact that they had 90 psi in the house, and sometimes it gets way over that, is a problem. So I've got this thing set at like 57 psi, and he should be good. He shouldn't notice a huge difference in like taking showers and stuff, but man, you don't want ball cocks under fucking 90 or 100 pounds of pressure. So I think that, you know, I did him right. He's gonna have to pay for that, and I learned some lessons on it. Like I said, I started out in new construction and did that. The vast majority of my time was new construction. I just started doing service in the last few years, so trying to apply the same principles that I used in new construction, trying to do a good job, the best that I can, and always have the customers best interest in mind, not my own. You know what I mean? Anyways, have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching.